Welcome to Lunch Break. We get an hour lunch, so we're spending 15 minutes of it each day to talk about whatever. So, let's begin the week.
Lunch break.
Lunch break.
It's the Monday.
It's the Monday.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm sitting down. I just left work early because it's because of we lost an hour.
Got smacked in the face by daylight savings time.
And then on top of that, I laid down for. Had I fallen asleep the moment I went to bed, I would have gotten 7 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
But I laid there and did nothing. I just laid in bed for 2 hours. I wasn't on my phone, I wasn't doing anything I wasn't supposed to do. I went to go to sleep and I laid down and then I was just awake for 2 hours until I finally went to sleep. So I got no sleep.
That sucks.
And that mixed with the losing the hour thing, and the day was just, I don't know, I couldn't do it. I am dying.
Understandable.
So I left at 11.
Have you been enjoying your time here?
Oh yeah. It's been nice.
Chilling like a villain.
It's really nice not being at work.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
It's sometimes you're at work and you're like, this isn't so bad. But then if you're not at work, you're like, wow. It could be better. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of it's not so bad to, could it be better? It's a pretty big jump.
We skipped Friday on the last episode.
We did.
I was playing around being Arby's.
You what?
You know how Arby's catchphrase now is not "I'm thinking Arby's," which even though that's the better catchphrase, their catchphrase is "We have the meats."
Yeah.
I was doing the Arby's stuff. I was getting the meats.
Okay.
So over the weekend we made strombolis.
Oh right, yeah, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
Big old meaty stromboli.
Yeah, right.
Those were really good. Pain in the ass to make, but very fun, delicious.
The thing you had the most trouble with, I think, is the dough, right?
Mm-hmm. Me and John were struggling with it together.
What do you need that would help that? Do you want a big roller, like an extruder? You know what I mean? Like a thing where there's two rolling pins and it's designed with a crank, and you just put the thing in there and
either
flattens.
that or just more muscles. Develop the muscles that you need to roll things.
I don't know if you rolled it out that way, if it would mess it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it couldn't be. Surely it's better than whatever you all did to it.
I think if we just keep doing that, we'll develop the muscles and the technique, and it'll just get easier. But
yeah.
I'm not sure if I want to develop the muscles and the technique to make that easier.
Right.
I could just make something else.
I really don't even think I ever see pizza places really rolling dough like that. They usually pull it out. You know what I mean?
I've seen them
or stretch it.
They do the spin thing.
Mm-hmm.
Or use it like a lasso. John was he was showing me some techniques that because he worked at Little Caesars rolling out pizza dough, and he was pulling out all the techniques.
Mm.
Whenever I was trying to stretch it, I was pulling it and then kneading it with my knuckles.
Yeah.
But he was pulling it and pressing it with the palm of his hand, and that seemed to be a lot more efficient. And then he was just being super rough with it, beating the shit out of it with the fucking rolling pin. And I was trying to be delicate and slow with it, but he was bam, 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 bam. And I was like, holy fuck. He's like, sometimes you got to be rough with it. And I was like, yeah, holy fuck. But it worked. And we made strombolis. One was slightly shorter than the other, but they both tasted delicious.
Yeah, no, those were sick. They held together really well, and they were just overall delicious.
Mm-hmm. You could tell it was done because you could go tink, tink, tink with the crust with your fingernail.
Right.
It wasn't doughy.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And then the next day we went to a show, a rock concert.
Yeah, and that was pretty sweet.
It was our friend's birthday, and he was performing. He fucking killed it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very fun.
Got to throw fake money around.
Yeah, it was extraordinarily loud in there, and I think that's sort of how it's supposed to be, but essentially impossible to tolerate being in the room without earplugs in.
Oh, yeah, and you can't really talk to anyone without messaging them.
So you basically were just hand signaling and pulling up words on our phones, on our apps, and pointing at those words.
Yeah.
And then I'd go to the bartender and be like, I want a something martini. I was looking at their list and trying to pick out fun drinks and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just randomly looking through and looking for anything that just looked interesting. But they were out of coffee, and I could have gone upstairs to get it, but I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But it sucked because so many of the martinis they had involved espresso or coffee,
mm-hmm.
Americano or whatever. So I kept getting like super weird ones, and I forgot what the last one I got was, but yeah, it was very strange, and also stupidly strong. Like some of the drinks he was giving me were just ridiculous. I don't know why he was just like dishing them out.
Maybe that's their standard there, like strong ones for the boys.
Yeah,
We're at Vernon Lanes, which is the oldest bowling alley in Louisville.
right. Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Their website is a little confusing because it says Kentucky's oldest bowling alley in Louisville, which that makes me think, is it the oldest bowling alley in Kentucky?
Yeah, that's some very like weird wording.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think
Maybe it's the
oldest in
oldest
Kentucky.
bowling alley that calls themselves the oldest bowling alley in Kentucky and Louisville.
Possibly, but I'm not sure. Very strange.
They created a new category. Very technical.
Would you like to hear about my strange dream I had last night?
Sure.
It's very strange.
Yay, I love weird dream.
I need to make sure you know a few things.
I don't know anything.
So, you remember my grandfather's house, right?
Yeah.
I used to live there and stuff.
Yeah.
You've been there a few times.
Uh-huh.
And then you've watched The Walking Dead, right?
Yeah.
And you know, like, the main character, Rick.
Yeah.
And you know, like, the country dude, Daryl, with
right.
the crossbow.
Yeah.
And then you've watched the Fallout show, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so in the dream, I was at my grandfather's house, and we were repairing a tractor, and I had to, like, kickstart the tractor for some reason. It didn't have, like, an ignition. It had a kickstarter. So I kickstarted the tractor and drove it to my grandfather's barn, and the fucking tractor drove like a bat out of hell. Like, it was incredibly fast. I was like, holy fuck.
Right.
And then I parked the tractor at my grandfather's barn, and there's like really tall grass.
Mhm.
So I'm like laying around in the grass, and there's cats everywhere.
Right.
And I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. And my grandpa comes over, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, I'm petting these cats. And I'm like, look at this cat. This is an orange cat. There's a gray cat. And then there's like a person next to the barn wearing like a fursuit cat, but they had just like a normal body, and they're wearing like one of those like communist Ushankas with like the red star on it.
Right.
I'm like, that's a communist cat. And he's like, what the hell? And then I like double check it. I'm like, wait, what the hell? That's not a cat. That's a person. So I go into the barn, and there's like, you know, this bit in Saving Private Ryan where all the privates are like lined up and the drill sergeant's like walking in the middle of them?
Right.
It's like that, but they're all like in fursuits with communist Ushankas. And like, I'm like, there's just like a bunch of commies in here. And then a firefight breaks out between the drill sergeant and Rick from The Walking Dead. He's suddenly there fighting the communist cat people.
Right.
So I'm like running away, like, oh my God, this is crazy. And the dream switches perspectives to like looking at me under like a reticule.
Uh-huh.
And then like it zooms out, and the person looking at me is Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. And then like he gets hit by like throwing knives that are tiny, like little tiny, like they're like an inch long
Right.
things, and they're just like go ding ding, and he's like, oh, it's nothing, and he wipes it away. And then two more go into his nose and like open his nose, and then it zooms in on his nose, and the ghoul sound effect from Fallout that plays, and then I wake up in a sweat, like drenched, and I'm like, what the fuck?
So hold on, like knives flew into his nose and like opened him up.
Yeah, like it made his nostrils flare.
Yeah, so I'm now imagining. We need to like generate an image of him with little like his nose being held open by like little knives,
Yeah,
and then like a shocked look on his face, and then have that music play.
yeah. He wasn't really shocked though. He was just like,
Oh yeah,
whatever.
well he was concentrating and just
Yeah.
kind of doing his thing, and then something was going to happen next.
yeah, I didn't.
What
get
do you
to see
even?
it.
What does that go to? Like, what do they like? What do they go inside of his nose? Were they gonna like jump like bungee cord up there, or what?
I have a feeling he was just gonna blow him out, like, and then help out Rick with the communist fursuit cat people.
Right. Interesting.
I don't know if this dream means anything or not, or
I think
like,
it means that. I don't know what that means. That would, I think if you told that to one of those people that are like, yeah, I can tell your future, or
about your
you
dreams.
tell them that, and they'll be like, I don't, something, you're fucked up. Like, I don't know.
So what does the ghoul sound effect have to do with anything? Like, why did the ghoul sound effect play whenever he got the knife? You know, remember that sound effect? Anytime the ghoul does anything, it goes.
Right. Yeah.
Also, John's watching Game of Thrones right now, and I know exactly what scene he's watching because it's the scene from my Game of Thrones video where she's like on the boat and like that scene is the one that's playing right now.
Right. That's interesting. It's just coming from the wall behind us.
Have you had any weird dreams recently?
No. I mean, most of my dreams have just been extraordinarily weird, but I can't remember any of them. Usually I wake up like, that was insane. I have to remember that. And then I'm like, that I don't remember.
Yeah.
Because I can't be fucked to like, I'll remember if I write it down on my phone or whatever. But most of the time I'm rushing in the morning. Like, I get a little bit of time to like just like wake up and then I have to move. So I don't give myself enough time to actually do that.
Typically, I don't remember my dreams unless they're incredibly vivid, and this one was one of those like incredibly vivid dreams. Typically, the vivid ones aren't that strange.
Yeah.
But that one was incredibly strange.
I mean, the last one I had, it ended by somebody like showing up and being like, "You're gonna have to get moving really soon." And I was like, "Okay." And like some shit was going on, and then he came back and was like, "All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1," and then my alarm went off and I woke up.
That's really weird.
Yeah. And that's not, I've had that happen before, but it was like it felt super intended that last time. That was probably like 5 days ago, but I distinctly remember it happening and being like, that was fucking crazy. I don't even know how that's possible. Like, I don't think it's like, I think maybe like, I already heard the alarm go off and like I was in such a deep sleep that my brain was like, we're going to wake up in a second.
I can think of like 3 different possibilities. Number 1 being that. Number 2 is just like your body clock is in sync. Or number 3, maybe there's like some weird timey-wimey stuff going on in your dream because you're not really aware of time in your dreams.
I know for a fact that I can tell when I wake up how close my alarm is to going off, like pretty accurately most of the time.
Yeah.
Like a lot, there'll be times I'll wake up and I just go by feeling and I'm like, damn it. Any second now, god damn it.
I'm fucked.
Yeah. Like, but I don't know.
But the timey-wimey stuff, like sometimes dreams you can be in there for years and you've only been asleep for an hour. And then other times it feels like the dream ends, but you're actually asleep for another hour and then you wake up.
Right.
And that time it never happens.
Yeah.
From your perspective.
Yep.
Very strange.
Yeah, it could have been a dream that ended like that for whatever reason, like whether intentional or not. And my brain was just set to prime to have me remember it right when I woke up.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck? And it really, like, that came to me like hours ago.
There's a fire alarm chirping.
Yeah, is that ours?
It's not ours.
It's not your room or?
Nope. I think it sounds like it's coming from the hallway, but I feel like it's probably just one of the neighbors.
I couldn't tell if it was real or not. Like, I thought I heard it, and then I was like, maybe John, like, scuffed something or something.
It's Carson's shoes again.
Yeah. His shoes sounded exactly like a freaking fire alarm beep.
Yeah, it was very strange.
It was uncanny. Both times it happened, my brain was not ready, and I legit thought the fire alarm went off. Even after the first time, when I was like, okay, we established that it's his shoes. The second time it happened, I still was like, did a fire alarm just go off? Or like a fire alarm beep?
I also wanted to mention we started watching Death Note and Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Which
is a weird combo of shows to watch.
Yeah, one's like really serious, and then the other one's not serious at all.
Yeah.
Like really serious, and you have to think about the plot, and there's a lot of complex things going on.
Right.
And the other one is just kind of like anime Looney Tunes.
Right.
Very sexual anime Looney Tunes.
Yeah, weirdly, uncomfortably sexual anime Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've thoroughly been enjoying Death Note. I'm a big fan of it.
Right.
Definitely enjoyed it more than I was enjoying JoJo, though I still was enjoying JoJo.
Yeah. I mean, but I think it's more of a serious anime, however goofy it is. It's more plot focused and stuff. JoJo was just sort of
very bizarre.
Yeah. Just it was very absurd the whole time.
Who turned off the bloody lights?
Right. But I don't know. I mean, Death Note has always been like one of my all-time favorite, like not just animes but like shows, because it's just really really fun all the way to the end. Like it's just like a fun journey.
Have you been enjoying what you have seen from Dragon Ball?
I mean, it's. I mean, I've I've off and on experienced it. I've never watched it this long, I don't think. But it's essentially what I expected from the show. I am consistently surprised by how good the American voice acting is for it.
Oh yeah, it's
and
really
when I say
good.
good, not really so much good as just iconic sounding.
Yeah.
Like every single character has such a fucking iconic, interesting, like very distinct voice.
Especially Poir.
Which is the worst thing
You just
I've ever
can't
heard.
understand anything they say.
And then the character's like, "Oh, right." Like
It's
Or-
one of the shows where like I enjoy the American voice acting more than I like the native voice acting.
surely that character didn't sound like that initially, right?
No, the Japanese version does not sound like. Well, they still are very high pitched, but they're
Mhm.
not that high pitched.
Yeah. Like it's to the point where like, and also it's funny because all the other characters seem to just sort of ignore a lot of the things he says. So it's like it's as if they don't get it either. Like so they'll just be like, he'll just show up, and then it just cuts. You're like, what the fuck?
There's also a lot of silly name calling. I feel like a muscle bound midget who's what
Oh yeah,
the pig dude called Goku. Like
right. Yeah, they go crazy with their fucking everything. Everything about it is completely just unhinged.
and I just love all the little characters. Like whenever they meet the pig dude and they're at that village and the village is full of just like a bunch of stereotypes. There's like a dude wearing a sombrero. There's an Australian bushwhacker. There's Native Americans. There's cowboys. There's like Jewish looking people. There's people wearing like Ushankas. Like, it's like
Right.
what is this weird collection of people?
Yeah. It seems to just like want to throw every single kind of character trope it can in there.
The technology's all over the place too. Like there's sometimes they're using muskets and then they're like using hover cars and stuff. Like, what in the world? There's magic too.
Yeah, the technology. It's a little bit of it's. I mean, it does the sort of classic anime thing of just being anything at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's. I wanted to say it's a little. It's very Ready Player One kind of feeling in that aspect of it. This is a really goofy thing to say just because I just got done reading those books and I have it in my head. But it kind of reminds me of that vibe of it just being like fucking anything. Like, it's just completely off the rails.
Suppose I have to go back to work.
Yeah, we've been going like really long and mostly because I'm chill and I don't care anymore. I don't have to work.
Yeah, nice. I got my guitar strings replaced.
Yeah.
That sucked.
Well, it took
very
way too
time.
long.
It took like
but
2 hours.
It's nice that they're fixed and they're good. They sound good and all that.
They do
cool.
sound significantly better.
Yeah.
All right, well, I guess I'll get out of here. Get out of your hair.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, fantastic. You did a good job today. I think I did a good job. And
We should start doing that, congratulating each other at the end of every
Congratulations.
episode. Like, yeah, you did a good job.
I had to commend you and give you a reward for this, but I have
Okay.
no trophies to give you. Or
That's
anything.
okay. I'll accept the praise.
Mental certification.
Yeah.
All right, well,
All right.
it's a Tuesday.
Cool.
That's all Tuesday. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Lunch break.
Lunch break.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
How's it going?
At least it's not Monday.
Yeah,
Happy Tuesday.
I guess.
How's your Tuesday going?
Just working. It's pretty normal Tuesday.
Have you done anything interesting at work?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, I'm listening to this book.
Which book is it?
Induction. The series is called Welcome to the Multiverse.
Oh, yes. I've heard you talk about this before.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's fine.
It's dungeon crawlery, but without all the chaos.
It's a lit RPG,
okay.
which is like the same style of book. I'm reading I'm reading another one on my Kindle as well, but the one on my Kindle is like very different from this one. But this
Yeah.
one's much more similar to Dungeon Crawler just because there's like a system AI or there's like a system thing, and then like it's about an insane civilization that's like much more powerful that's just like taking everything over, kind of the same deal. And then there are like people that are called forerunners, which are basically like the first people invited into they're basically given access to a portal. And in this universe, like magic is real, but planets, like not every planet has mana really around, and Earth has some, but it's like very, very low. But like they get like he's like learning magic after going through the portal, and then like, or you're following like a forerunner, but like after a certain amount of time, the forerunners have to do something, or else the Earth, it basically determines what Earth gets turned into, whether or not it becomes a mining planet, or a dungeon, or like fucking something else. I don't know. And he has to like prove himself.
Seems pretty cool. I may look into that. I still got a laundry list of other books to listen to before I could even think about it, really.
It's really I mostly picked it because it's really long. The first book is like 12 hours, which is fine, but it's got 11 books in the series.
Oh yeah, that's quite a few.
So I was like, this is cool because I don't have to like change gears. I can just go really deep into this long series for a while.
Yeah.
Until, whatever, something else comes out. So that means I can just kind of like get really deep into this one. Still never finished the Warhammer one, and I'm not giving up on it yet. I just wasn't in the mood and then got distracted.
You got to be in like the right kind of headspace for it.
I will eventually get through it. I am interested. Like it's not that it's a bad book either. It's like an interesting book. It's just like, it's just so bizarre, and it's really fucking with my brain, and it's just really hard to like fucking mostly just stay interested in it for like while I'm working.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to work while listening to it. That isn't to say that this one's that much better, because it's, again, the Elite RPG ones are like so fast paced and wild and very number focused, and you have to pay attention to like what abilities are called and shit to understand what's going on and all that. But it's not that bad. But
it's not having like weird concepts though of like a weird multiverse inside someone's brain.
Yeah. It's not it's very open about explaining when shit is weird and why it's weird, as opposed to the Warhammer book where it's like everything is constantly weird and no one's explaining anything, and they're kind of walking you through this completely infinitely complex universe.
Just assumed you know what the Gibblegorp is or something.
Yeah. That's very confusing. Yeah, man.
So I streamed The Sims yesterday.
Yeah.
I started out absolutely miserable because I was absolutely miserable the last time I played it, and I was still in that horrible situation where I left off on. But by the end of it, things were actually starting to look up. I was like, I went into it because like it was just horrible. I had all those like child problems, and like a burglar kept going over and stealing everything, and I was just running out of money. But yeah, by the end of it, I had a bunch of money. I sold some things. My children are happy and they're doing well in school, so grandma's giving them extra money, which means I get extra money.
Right.
I'm leveling up in my career pretty steadily, and I'm getting tons of money from that. My wife's all happy. She's not miserable all the time because she's dealing with a crying baby.
Right.
I solved the burglar problem. I got a police identifier thing that stops the burglar from stealing your stuff.
Nice.
And I've upgraded the value of the house by painting the walls. They were just like white shitty walls with crappy carpet, but now it's pretty good carpet with interesting walls. So it's not just like this boring blue and white place to look at. Each room has its own like little theme and color.
Right. That's
I'm
cool.
actually excited to play it again. I was like kind of dreading yesterday's stream. I was like, oh fuck, I gotta go into this hell again. I'm gonna end with a horrible headache. But no, I was pleasantly surprised, and then I'm hyped to go back into it. I keep unlocking a bunch of stuff that I've never unlocked before when I played it as a kid. Like apparently there is a 2-player mode, and I would like to check that out at some point.
Yeah. That is really intriguing. I didn't know that existed.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. I wonder if I ever played that.
I don't know. It doesn't come default. You have to get far into the campaign, and the campaign is really hard.
Right. I don't know.
I know as a child, I never made it past the 3rd level. Like it was just fucking impossible.
Yeah. I am doing Kingdom Hearts today. We were talking about, because honestly, like, our schedules are so tight, and right now, like, the streaming thing is really fun, but the worst part is, like, eating food that isn't unhealthy, because normally I'd be making food that doesn't suck.
Yeah.
And in the time that I have, when I get off work, I have 2 hours to do everything I need to do, like make food, eat food, exercise, and shower, and then anything else before I start streaming. And then when I'm done streaming, I have like just enough time to like get the rest of the things I got to do, like an hour and a half or so done before I have to go back to bed.
Yeah.
On every other day when it's my turn to do it. But the problem with that is just the food it sucks. Like, it makes you want to buy like shittier processed foods because you don't have time to actually make anything, and that's just awful. So I'm thinking about like these food delivery services for just those 4 days out of the week.
The only one that I know of is Factor.
Yeah.
I know there's a ton of them though.
There's a ton of them. And there are people that have like tried them all on Reddit and like will tell you what they felt about each of them. And they all have upsides and they all have downsides. Some of them are much worse than others. Like, I've heard Home Chef is really bad, and for a lot of reasons. And I also think they give you like those giant boxes. I think that's probably what, like, we know somebody that has those.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I don't want a giant box appearing in my house every other day.
But I'm also not sure how else they would do it. It would have to be an insulated box somehow, and it would be a weekly delivery. Although we wouldn't be getting that much because we only need, a couple meals a week. But there's Marley Spoon, which is what I'm looking at now. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm interested. If we wanted to do it, like, if we wanted to just try it out, though, we'd have to, the earliest I could get a delivery is next Monday. And it would be like, in the PM after next Monday. So that would be a shitty because then you wouldn't be able to even try it, in the scenario that we want to try it in.
Yeah.
So it would have to be the week after that. So we'd have to skip next week, and then the week after that, we could get the delivery on like Saturday. And
Not too bad.
And then have that stored, and then start using them that week. So that would be March 21st is when we would start doing that.
Yeah, 11 days from now.
Yeah.
Doesn't Project Hail Mary movie come out this month?
Yeah, I think it comes out on, I want to say the 21st, but that's just because that's the last thing I just said. Project Hail, I could just ask the Google. Hey, Google, when does Project Hail Mary come out?
The movie Project Hail Mary is scheduled to be released in the United States on Friday, March 20th, 2026.
March 20th. Got it.
Okay, it comes out on our Friday. That's pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Might want to get the whole gang together and try to go see it.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Tatiana was already saying that she wants to just go to a movie or something at some point.
Yeah.
And that she was asking when that comes out because she wanted to do that one.
Sadly, there's one thing to look forward to this month.
Yeah.
Have we done a Steam Machine update in a while?
Well, things got really fucking weird. Last week, there was an article published, Steam added a blog to their website for the Steam Machine, and then they posted an update saying that things aren't going the way that they thought they were going to go, and they are probably going to delay the Steam Machine to they hope, they said, we hope we'll be able to get the Steam Machine out in 2026. And then they edited it later in the day and put will get the Steam Machine out in 2026. And then but their phrasing throughout the whole thing was really bizarre and not quite written in stone. So then they recently, as of a couple days ago, came back out and said, we are definitely, it's definitely released in 2026.
Okay.
They're saying it's going to come out this year, and nothing's really changed about a release date, meaning up to the half of the year point is when they want to do it. But there's just a chance that things could not work, and it would be sometime in 2026 as opposed to the half year mark. But they said nothing's really changed on their end in terms of getting things ready. So it's kind of just all over the place and up in the air. And honestly, at this point, it's getting really fucky because they should have come out already. And the reason why it was super important, like the reason why they should have had it come out now, is because Xbox is trying to also put their new console out.
Yeah.
And right now was the most important time to do it because this is the moment when people are going to be like, I want to have this experience now, and now I can get it. But Xbox's Helix is supposed to come out sometime, I think, next year. And the problem is, it's essentially offering something similar. It's not Linux and it's not through Steam, and probably won't have controllers that are as good.
Yeah.
But we don't know anything about the controllers that they're going to put out with them. But they're going to have to be pretty fucking good if they're planning on putting PC games on those things. But all of that, regardless, the window is so short now that a lot of people are probably going to go when the Steam machine finally does come out, especially if it takes till later in the year. They'll probably be like, well, I can wait another year and get the Xbox One instead of buying this now. Like,
Yeah.
why buy this now when I could just wait one more year and get something that will more likely be more powerful? But I'm hoping that, like, enough people see the value, because I think that the Xbox Helix is going to be more expensive than the Steam machine. That's a crazy thing to say, and it's hard to know, especially with the way the market is right now. But especially if the market wasn't the way it is right now, I would guarantee that to be the case. Xbox wants to make one that's more powerful. That's the niche that they realized that they need to fill now. Because if they're going to make a console that does effectively the same thing as the Steam machine, they can't just put out another Steam machine. It needs to be a console that's more powerful than a regular console, and they need to price it like a PC. So it's going to be the same exact deal as the Steam machine. It's not going to be subsidized like the regular consoles. They're going to be making, it's essentially they're going to be in the exact same bag, except it's going to be even more expensive because they're going to be trying to make it really powerful. That's what Xbox wants to do. I still think that after the Steam machine eventually comes out, people will see it as the better and more valuable alternative because it will be, you'll get a lot of bang for your buck out of it. And
Steam controllers, Steam community.
It'll be just as just as capable of playing games that you really want to play when it comes to PC games. Like most of the PC games is going to be fine. And but again, shit's really shitty right now. It's really bad.
I think it'd be hard for Xbox to compete with that seamless compatibility that they're trying to do with the controller and the index.
Yes, but that's not really the market either. Like that's more like the end. Well, the end. You mean the Valve, like the Focus,
whatever their new headset is.
Yeah, I think it's called the. I thought it was called the Focus. But it's very niche already. People that buy that are going to be people that already have the Valve Index and want something that's like a new spin on the Index, not necessarily an upgrade to the Index, because I don't think it's really supposed to be that, but it probably will be an upgrade in some ways. But maybe in a lot of ways. But the main and most important demographic that they need to try to get is the console players.
Yeah.
And the people that are seeing how Xbox is going right now and are just kind of losing interest in it, and that are already being won over by PlayStation. It's just people are very tempted to buy PlayStations. And I mean, there's not that there's anything necessarily wrong with PlayStation, but they're really going to be falling apart very soon, especially with Xbox transitioning into making a console specifically that's going to be able to play PC games. PlayStation is going to be the only console that's completely out of the market. And on top of that, I think there was a recent article that was saying that somebody's figured out how to put Linux on a PlayStation 5.
Oh my!
Which means that you can turn your Linux, you can put Steam OS on a PlayStation. So you can turn your PlayStation into a Steam machine. So yeah, things are just really weird right now. Everything does look up for Steam, but they need to get this shit out ASAP.
Oh yeah.
Like it needs to come out as fast as possible. I really think that they wouldn't be tripping over themselves too badly if they did like a limited release. Just to get it in the market. Make it so people can see what it is and can get excited about it.
What's the holdup?
The
Lack
fucking
of units?
RAM problem.
They just have lack of units?
They don't have hardware. Yeah, no, they can't buy RAM. There's no RAM. Or storage. I think they did say, though, that their controllers and the Focus, I think it's called the Focus. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. It's a stupid name that I say it out loud anyway, so I'm wondering if I'm wrong, but I think they said that they're still on track to come out when they said before, so like that half-year mark. So it's possible that the controller and this headset will come out before the Steam Machine.
Okay.
If that does happen, I will be trying to buy 4 Steam controllers early, and then I'll just need to buy a Steam Machine when it comes out. Maybe I'll buy 3 Steam controllers because I'm assuming the Steam Machine will come with one. I don't know.
Yeah.
But regardless, it wouldn't even hurt to have extras of those. They're going to be fucking cool. They're going to be really expensive, but I don't care. I want it. But yeah, I don't know.
We got to go back to work.
Yeah, we got to go. Plus, if I got 4 Steam controllers, even before the Steam Machine gets here, I could get our emulators working. Like, that's one of the biggest things I'm really excited about the Steam Machine is the controller support is going to be a lot easier when we're dealing with the emulation.
Mm-hmm.
I could get that working before we get the Steam Machine, which would be sick.
And then also the possibility of unlocking all those other fun games that are better to use with a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah. But I don't know. We got to go.
Yeah, okay, well, till Wednesday.
We are
Bye.
lunch break.
Lunch break.
Oh my god, dude.
Wednesday. Jesus.
I feel horrible. It's humid. It's gross. I feel like shit.
Computer's having a meltdown.
We couldn't start this because it was freaking the hell out for a solid 4 minutes. And, but we just got our seats for Project Hail Mary. That was kind of an ordeal because we realized we had to rush because
Yeah.
everyone's trying to get seats to go to that movie all at the same time. And,
I was just thinking about it while chilling out at work. I was like, this movie's going to come out next week. I wonder what the seat situation is, because if we want to see it, I assume they'll be sold up by the time we get there. And I looked, and it was like already like half of the seats were gone.
yeah, and I'm going to be honest, like, the seats we got aren't bad, but also, damn it, this happens every goddamn time. I don't know. There's a little bit of like a part of me where I'm like, is it even worth going to a theater if you're not getting the best experience possible? You know what I mean?
I'm not sure. I enjoyed the hell out of the Iron Lung experience.
It was, but that one's a little different because that one is a movie I'd be willing to see at any situation.
Mhm.
I'd be fine watching that in almost any environment. This is like an actual cinematic movie that's like all about the full package,
Mm-hmm.
and our seats are just kind of shitty. It's not that they're in a bad spot in the rows. Like, we're not too high up. We're also not too far down. We're a little higher than I'd like to be, but we're just too far over. And I don't like that. I want to be centered in a theater. And everybody else already took all those seats.
Yeah.
They took like literally all the good seats. So it sort of sucks.
We can give you the furthest left seat.
But then I have to sit next to some random stranger,
Yeah.
which sucks. Like, again, there's no good seat now. Everything sucks. Like, and then if I don't know, I just don't like the situation. Again, it's just sad.
I don't know. For me, I enjoy more stuff in the theater, like getting the big popcorn and the drink, and having a theater is cool. Even kind of unless you're like in the very front, it's not really that.
I mean,
that bad.
I do. Again, I very, very much like theaters, but I want to get like the most out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's something you're paying for. I want to get like the best possible experience. There are certain seats in a theater that are so terrible they shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, why are they even there? Anybody that picks that seat is going to just have a objectively bad experience. Like, the audio is going to sound like shit. You're hardly going to be able to see what's going on because the screen's going to be the size of your phone if you're sitting it in front of you. Like, you might as well not go. Like, the whole theater experience is being close enough to the screen that it's real big in your vision, you know? If you sit even in the far back, even where we are, it's a little bit too small. Like, I'm sure once we get sat down, if I hold my phone up, like, maybe this close to my face, that's going to essentially simulate that size of the theater screen that we're going to be sitting in front of.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, that's about the size of our TV. It's like we might as well watch it at home on the TV than go to the theater. I want a seat where like the screen is like not taking up like my whole field of view, but at least like bigger than my TV would be if I'm sitting on my couch.
Yeah.
And then you want to be centered so that the audio sounds good. You get the whole Dolby audio sound system and everything's balanced. They do a lot of work in theaters to like try to like fix those like weird issues that happen when you sit too far to one side or the other, to keep the sound balance. But there's only so much you can do. Like the golden spot's always that middle seat in the dead center of the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I want a home theater so bad, and I can like build it exactly the way I need it, and it would be like the perfect movie watching experience every single time, which would be dope.
How's Nathaniel's dad home theater?
It's pretty solid. The only thing that I would change is I would add a second row of seats.
There's only how many seats are in the first row?
I can't remember. I think there's 2.
Mm.
I can't remember. It's been so long. The seats were really, really, really nice. And I think there's 4 seats in it, I think. So there's 2 in the front and then 2 in the back.
Okay.
Which if I'm remembering it correctly, then I wouldn't change anything. But I think the perfect setup is basically you can seat 8. Like 4 seats in the center, 4 seats behind that elevated. And he's got the platform and everything. He bought like the stage platform for it. You don't have to be really expensive. You don't have to pay anything crazy for that. Like you just need like just a 1.5 or like 2 foot tall platform just to raise those back seats up and then have them back enough that you have leg room and you're set.
Yeah.
But no, I mean like that's essentially what I want to build. Basically what he had in there. It would be so fucking awesome to set it up. And like I want the whole ordeal. I want like the full Atmos. I want like one of the big ass Atmos systems and then like have like custom speakers along the ceiling. Fucking like full obviously 5.0, but I want 5.0 I want 5.2 at least 5.2.2, maybe 5.2.4, which would be 5 speakers, center, 2 front right, 2 rear, and then 2 subs, 1 on either side, and then either 2 ceiling speakers or 4, ideally 4, because that way with the 2 you can get something flying over your head from the side to side, but if you want to experience like something flying at you, then you need 4, so you can get that forward back sound, and that would be peak. And you just sit there and you just
Oh my god.
and it'd be fucking amazing. Yeah, I don't know. I like theaters, but Jesus Christ, I just want good seats. Because that's basically the most important thing you can optimize in a theater, is where you're sitting.
Yeah.
It changes a lot. It's just a lot of people don't even really think about it, and most people probably wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I got an email from our freaking thing. Did you sent the insurance stuff, right?
Yeah, I did.
They say we need to do something.
Very strange.
I don't know. But
How's work going?
dude, work is lame and boring and I don't even want to think about it.
Same.
Yeah, I like everything we're doing is like super simple and it's very repetitive and nothing's interesting about it at all.
I'm doing something completely different right now,
Well,
and I don't like it at all. Like, supervisor gave me like 7 projects, and he's like, I can't explain to you how to do this right now. Ask these 2 people that sit next to you. And I asked both of them, and they were like, I've never worked on that kind of project before, so ask the supervisor. And then I asked the supervisor, and he was like, oh, well, ask this different person, and that guy's on lunch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just bored out of my mind, but I got a lot of shit to do today. Like, I need to get a haircut. I need to do my taxes. I need to fucking make food and prep it and shit.
Oh, God.
But I have the time to do it, so I need to get like everything I need to do done as fast as I can. I was fucking just like laying in bed last night, and I had this weird series of thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's kind of like again, I can't sleep. I'm having trouble sleeping. Actually, how many hours of sleep did I actually get? I got 6 hours and 14 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That sucks. Couldn't sleep. But I went to sleep. I was in bed at 9:30. Like going like with my eyes closed, trying to sleep. Probably didn't fall asleep until 11:40. That's what happens every single night now. I just lay there and nothing happens. It's insane. But while I was laying there, I had a thought of like I had this. It was like kind of like a dream, but it wasn't a dream. It was just me making shit up in my head, just because I'm extremely bored because I'm just laying in a bed, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And the series of thoughts went: if you fed an AI with like, you know how like public CCTV cameras are out there and they're just like all over the place.
Yeah.
If you just gave an AI complete public access to all of those CCTV cameras and then had it look for any scenario when someone falls down, and then you just have it constantly publish YouTube videos of people falling down from all of the CCTV cameras, and it does it fully automated. It sees somebody falling down, it clips it, adds goofy music, and puts it into a compilation video and then uploads it to YouTube. And it just does that on a loop constantly. I'm like, that would be interesting. But what if one day somebody gets shot on one of those cameras? It's like a horrible, violent crime, and someone falls down, and then it's just like in the middle of this goofy falling down compilation, you have a violent crime and somebody just collapsing.
A homicide.
Yeah, and then the music is like
Boing.
yeah, and like I could see shit like that happening, and like if people are just setting up these automated things for videos and shit. Because I was thinking about the police videos, like they obviously have those like public police, like those, you know, the things that like the dash cam videos and all that. Like people could easily set up an AI that would just burn through that and like pull stuff from it and make shit up. But I could see it making, you know, horrible mistakes. But also while I was laying there, again, I had a lot of fucking time to just lay there and think about shit.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that, like, I don't know if I ever knew this before, but I kind of learned it last night. I was laying there and I was like, fuck it, I'll focus on breathing and my heart. And I was like paying attention to what my heart was doing in relation to breathing. And I noticed that like every single time I'd like inhale, my heart rate would be really steady and consistent and pretty shallow.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was exhaling, my heart rate would get a little harder and was like a little bit more violent. Like bump, 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 bump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, God damn, why is it every time I exhale, my heart rate gets all fucking crazy? And I immediately was like, all right, well, I'm not fucking sleeping, so I guess I'll look it up. Hey, Google, what is the thing when you exhale, your heart rate beats a little harder, but when you inhale, it goes a little slower?
That's a very specific and interesting feeling. The phenomenon you're describing is called respiratory sinus arrhythmia. It's a completely normal change in your heart rhythm that is synchronized with your breathing. It actually usually works the opposite way. Your heart rate increases when you breathe in and then slows down a bit when you breathe out. This is very common, especially in healthy kids and young adults, and it's actually a sign of a healthy heart that's working well.
But whatever. It was just like a weird thing that I was like, what the hell is going on? But I noticed it was happening, and I was like, that's fucking freaky. And then I had the thought of like, you know, like doctors always like, they have you breathe while they're checking your heart.
Yeah.
And I guess that's like part of that might be listening for that nervous, like it's a nervous system thing, but like making sure that that response is there.
That would make sense.
Like, I never really thought that that's what would be going on, but I guess maybe they're just seeing the difference in your the PSI of your heartbeat.
PSI. Yeah.
When exhaling or inhaling. But I don't know. Oh, God, dude.
Sleep for me was normal. I had another strange dream. Can't remember most of it. I just remember the end where Joe Biden was sparring with Kim Jong-un, and they were both shirtless, and Kim Jong-un was like jacked, and he beat Joe Biden, and then I had to spar with Kim Jong-un, and like, but for some reason to Kim, it was like flirting. So like, if the more dramatic of like the attack I did, the more like swooned he was. I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you have some kind of weird, like, deep
admiration for Kim Jong-un or something? Like, no, I don't. I don't really think about Kim Jong-un that often, so I don't know where this...
I'm having a really hard time imagining a ripped Kim Jong-un.
He's like a little tubby guy.
Yeah, I can't see it in my head at all.
He was like shirtless and like jacked, and I don't know, it was very strange.
Weird.
Yeah, I don't know where my mind's been recently.
I got nothing for you on that.
I should see a therapist and have them give me some weird medication so I stop having.
Those are the only dreams you have when you have to go to the therapist and tell them that. Like,
I can't stop dreaming
just-
about Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong Un, he's always ripped and shirtless. And everything I
Oiled
do, like, to defend myself from him makes him love me.
Yeah, that was literally it. Like, the more dramatic of a thing I did, the more like he liked it. I don't know. It was very
Interesting.
weird. Nothing like sexual or weird happened.
Right.
It's just like he was just like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And what did Biden think of all this?
I don't remember. I just
He probably
remember.
wasn't alive anymore.
Yeah, he
after
died.
the fight with Kim Jong Un.
I just remember him like
Was he ripped too?
he was also not as ripped as Kim Jong Un,
Oh,
but
okay.
he was like muscle definition.
Right.
And they were both like real. Their chests and like arms were really tanned, as if they were like bodybuilders. Because
Interesting.
like how bodybuilders like tan themselves
yeah.
for competition. You like makes the lines more defined or something.
Right.
They were like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he beat Joe Biden. He like punched him in the face, and then he like fell down and got up and was like, "I'm done."
Mm.
And then it was my turn.
Interesting. It's so fucking humid, dude.
Yeah, it's like a sauna in here.
I think it's like 80% humidity outside.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to be 60 or above in here, which doesn't sound that high, but then when it's like 75 degrees, like, it makes me just feel like shit.
It's fucking miserable outside too. It's humid and incredibly windy.
Yeah.
Like 20-mile-an-hour wind.
And when it gets bad enough, I have my AC in my room and I'll just set it to like the dry mode.
Yeah.
And it'll just suck all the water out of the air. I've had that thing for years, and I've used it for like an entire year, almost like a whole all the way through summers, and not once have I ever had to empty the water from it. I just don't get it. Like, we live in a pretty goddamn humid place.
Yeah. It's like
Why-
a swamp here.
Yeah, how is it not pulling any water out of the air? I guess it's all evaporating inside of it before it gets to the container somehow. But I've also never set it to the dry setting until this year.
Mm.
So I guess I'll find out at the end of this year if I keep using that.
Yeah, we'll get an update on that.
If I get desperate enough to set it to the dry setting.
And I believe we have to go back to work. Ugh.
Yeah, I guess we should.
Do your best impression of Poir, the little cat monster.
Who?
Poir, the little cat monster with the high-pitched voice from Dragon Ball.
That's about it.
Is how she
Yeah.
would say it.
We
Alright,
gotta
well,
go.
tomorrow's Thursday.
Yeah.
Big old Thursday. Thursday vibes.
Whoa.
Friday Eve. Huzzah.
Yeah.
Congratulations. You did very good today.
Thank you.
You know, the aerial handshake. Nice. All right. Well, woo.
All right.
All right. Well,
You did
bye.
great. Lunch break.
Lunch break.
It's Friday.
It is Friday. Holy shit. Fabulous Friday.
Why?
Because we skipped on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
My Apollo cheese.
It is all your fault.
Yeah, I went to the supermarket,
Crow.
to get some stuff for tonight. I'm making sandwiches.
Right.
They're making some submarine sandwiches. I'm gonna put Arby's or not Arby's, Subway to shame.
Right.
Subway ain't gotta have anything on this sub I'm gonna be making tonight. I'm making 2 subs.
So you're just making 2 subs?
I'm making 2 subs.
How many people are going to be over here?
Me, you, Matt, John, Blake, possibly Connor.
Good fucking. How you gonna try to feed those people with 2 subs?
Well, have you seen the size of these subs?
No, but I mean,
the
I'm
subs
still
are they're like this long,
yeah.
like this wide. Imagine like they're definitely a foot or longer, and then I've got 2 of them.
I'm still but I can't imagine. I don't know. It still feels like it might be a little bit under the.
I also got some chips,
That's true.
and I got some macaroni salad.
Yeah. If you have like a good serving of macaroni salad and then like a good piece of sandwich and then like chips, I guess would be like a meal thing.
These sandwiches are gonna be huge.
Yeah.
Like you should go look at the bread after this. Like
Yeah.
it's huge. Like I am gonna scoop out some of the bread, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be a lot.
Right.
And then, of course, after I bake the sandwiches and stuff, I'm going to sprinkle some oil on top of it. Not oil, some butter. I'm going to
Right.
paint some butter on it. Shred some Parmesan over it. Should be very tasty.
Sounds cool.
I've been thinking about, like, sneezing. But instead of, like, you go, chew. You just do the,
Uh-huh.
that's how you sneeze. You just go,
Right.
Ah,
You've been thinking about that a lot, or?
not a lot. I know. It was just on the way home from Kroger. You did something. You made a sound, and like you said, like I sneezed,
All right.
and then I was like thinking, like, ah,
Mm.
but I didn't say anything at the time because I was
Mm.
focused on driving and putting the groceries away and all that jazz.
Right.
I ate some leftovers. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. I just had like some crackers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I still want a pecan pie. I just don't think I'm going to be able to get one. I think it's a very seasonal sort of thing, but I crave it right now. Whenever pecan pie is a thing, I never really crave it. I crave pecan pie like randomly.
It's like October to January is when the pecan pie is the most pecan.
Yeah. But there's nothing other there. You can't get it.
I've been looking at a pie that I may want to get at Kroger. Maybe we'll make a Kroger run before we all hang out today and
Yeah.
get some snacks and stuff. Because there's this like this French pie that I've been looking at every time I'm over there. I'm like, that looks really good.
Right.
But I've never had that type of pie before. You may be surprised, but I've never had like a cream pie or anything like that.
All right.
And they've always seemed like appealing to me, but again, I've just never tried one.
I feel like I guess there would be enough pie for if we just got like one pie.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of people. I don't
It's
want
called
people
like
to be
a-
like hungry or like snacky and then have nothing.
Yeah. Well, I think what we have is going to be enough. It's a big old bag of chips and a whole
Yeah.
bunch of macaroni salad.
I was thinking about maybe getting some other chips too.
Yeah.
Like some kind of, I don't know.
I got some like gourmet kettle chips,
Oh, yeah. No, I'm thinking like some flavored ones or whatever. Just like snack food.
Doritos, and
Something.
I've been also craving the square chip that are wavy. The sun chip.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking just like Doritos and then like, I was probably going to buy like pub snack stuff.
Mm-hmm. Could also, do we have any cheese or salsa left, or is that all gone?
Well, there was cheese, but I think John destroyed it.
Nice.
And then I think the salsa's gone, yeah.
Could get a thing of salsa and some corn chips.
Yeah.
Corn tortilla chips.
Yeah. Oh, God. Today's been fine. I've just been sort of bored. It's been a really chill work day, and yeah, I mean, it's like nothing bad is going on. It's pretty much a good day.
How was the stream yesterday?
It was fine. This microphone is going down on me.
I didn't watch it the whole time, but I popped in at like the start and like near the middle. I saw like you fighting Hercules, and I was like, oh yeah. I remember
Yeah.
my sister doing that like a million times.
Yeah. If I try to, I mean, I probably need to fight him again, because I beat him once. Well, no, that was the first time I beat him, so I beat him with the group. But I need to try to do it as solo, like not with Goofy and Donald there.
Yeah.
And then I need to try to do the time trial for it, where I beat him a third time, but I need to beat it within a certain time period.
You know what you get for that?
I don't, but the person that my viewer does.
Yeah, your guide man.
Yeah. But you get the shit you get from what I've done already is pretty wild. And like he sent me through a series of these things. It made like, you know, that arrow spell
Yeah.
that like puts a shield around you. Managed to get like an upgrade for that
Ooh.
makes it much more powerful, and then it not only shields you but damages shit. So like if you have it activated, you just like anything that's like a one-hit kill that you would normally one-hit kill, which is like a lot of things with the amount of magic shit I have, just like insta-dies if I walk into it.
That's
so
pretty badass.
I only have to like attack the big stuff basically and just like walk into the smaller things. And then also like we've hyper focused on like, I think Goofy has this ability that allows him to basically give free mana away just kind of randomly, but he uses his own health to do it. So if you give him a shit ton of health and like tons of health potions, then he can sacrifice his health for your mana. And it's so we gave him like an insane amount of AP or HP through certain items. His health bar now goes underneath Donald, Like it's so long that it goes around him and then goes underneath Donald, like across the screen.
Yeah.
And like he can just sacrifice that to give me mana, and when I need it, because that's kind of like, because all I'm doing is really just the magic build stuff. So I don't know. It's pretty fucking powerful. Like honestly, like, it kind of just feels like walking through the game at this point with everything. But there's more. There's still like more things you can do to get more powerful.
You are at the end of the game, I think. Like you can beat the game whenever.
Yeah. But there's things that you can just grab that make you like God by the end of it, and then you just like wander through the end of the game.
I would like to see you once you get to Kingdom Hearts 2, if that person can help you. I want to see you fight Sephiroth in that game, because that was something I was never able to do as a child. I basically 100% the game, except I never beat Sephiroth. He's like just an incredibly stupid hard boss. He uses like a sword that's like really thin and long, but it's like freaking as long as this goddamn hallway over here.
Right.
And he'll be like, no, hear this. And you're just stun locked over and over, and then you're dead.
Huh.
And then like he has special attacks that you can only block by pressing triangle whenever it tells you. So there's like what's it called? A button prompt mini game that you have to go through while fighting him. Yeah. And you have to dodge him as well. So like it's all this stupid stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a really big fan of that one ability you have. I forget what it's called, but it's one of the key P-Blade abilities where you swing, and you hit the ground and like a big shield pops out and hits things.
Yeah.
I've always liked that one.
It's good. Although I would be quick to sacrifice it if I could have more spell ability.
Yeah.
But that one is pretty nice. But no, that game is fun. I feel like once I beat it, I'm going to take a break from Kingdom Hearts for a minute.
Yeah.
I'll probably play something else just for a little bit. And then come back to it. Because I am going to pick up 2, but I just, it would be fun to just play something else for a little while. Not necessarily like beat a whole game, but just play something. Yeah.
I'm kind of Skyrim'd out at this point. Like, I'm going to play it again, but I think the next 1 or 2 or 3 times that I play it will probably be the last. I don't think I want to get the level 80 anymore and fight the Ebony Warrior. I don't think I'm going to have very much satisfaction for that. I just kind of want to just beat the game and be over with it.
Yeah.
Maybe beat DLC, but I don't know. I'm still not really appealing to me. I've kind of like maxed out my guy. I got a max Daedric armor with 2 enchantments on each, and I got the thing where I got 2 swords that I dual wield, and each sword has 2 enchantments. So it's just like insanely powerful. Like one sword just does damage. It does a shock and fire damage. So shock drains magicka, and fire damage just does a bunch of damage.
Right.
And then my other sword absorbs health. So I heal people by hitting people, and it absorbs stamina, which means I can do infinite power attacks.
Right.
So I'm constantly just like just smacking the shit out of people and just like walking through people.
Yeah. Yeah. John wants you to play KOTOR.
Yeah, that's going to be my next game.
Okay, thank God. Because that would be a really fun one to watch.
Is KOTOR the first or second one?
It's the first one.
Okay, what's the second one called? KOTOR 2?
I think so.
Okay. I thought they had different names or something. I don't know.
Fuck. Hey Google. KOTOR 1 is called what? And KOTOR 2 is called what?
You're asking about the first 2 games in the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic series. The first game is simply called Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, and the second one is called Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2, The Sith Lords.
Okay, so
thanks, Google.
It's KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, The Sith Lords.
Sweet. I may play those back to back. I think we have both of them.
Yeah, I don't know. But those games are great. I mostly like the longest playthrough in KOTOR was on my phone. Which the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I can't even believe how much I played it on my phone. I played the shit out of it on my phone, but it was pretty fun. Like
from little I played it, I had quite a blast. But I think I got distracted by another game, and so I stopped playing it. And then like I tried to get back into it like a month later, and I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
The phone version?
No, I was playing it on my PC.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And I think after I beat those 2 games, I'm going to see how difficult it is to mod things on the Steam Deck and see if I can mod Morrowind. Because if I can do that, I'm going to get a couple of mods and then play that out here.
Yeah. It's just it can be pretty fucking gnarly. But it will just depend. You'll have to find you just have to hope that there's something out there that's already built for it.
Mhm.
If no one's done it yet, then I wouldn't even bother.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just too many distros. You could find a generic Linux way of doing it, but even then it's not guaranteed because you'd have to get one that's I think, well, hey Google, is fucking the Steam Deck Arch based or fucking goddamn shit ass? I can't remember. It's not even listening to me.
He was like, "Oh, talk to me when you know what you're talking about."
I can ask my phone if it will let me. Is what was my question?
Is Steam Deck Arch based or something else?
Let's be honest, your monkey brain. What do you?
Is the Steam Deck Arch based or what kind of fucking Linux is it? Steam OS.
Yes, the Steam Deck runs Steam OS 3, which is based on Arch Linux. It uses the KD Plasma desktop environment and features an immutable.
So you'd have to find an Arch Linux installation guide for mods for that game.
Yeah.
If there wasn't already a specific dedicated Steam Deck installation guide. Because if you just do a generic Linux installation guide, you might be fucking sent down a fucking long-ass rabbit hole of never-ending problems. And
I assume someone has done it before because I've done a little tiny bit of research into it, and I saw a bunch of people playing Morrowind on the Steam Deck.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people that play Morrowind, they get one mod specifically because it's supposed to be really easy. It was easy for me on PC, but you know, that's Windows. But it's basically OpenMW. But it's one of those type of mods where you download it and it has a launcher that you run, and you just select where the installation is, and then it works perfectly from there.
Right.
And I assume they were using that because the game looked, fine. That how Morrowind has the super low render distance.
Mm-hmm.
You can remove that with OpenMW. And the videos I was watching there, the render distance was, pretty far. So
Right.
they weren't specifically being like, oh, I'm running Morrowind on the Steam Deck with OpenMW. They were just focusing more that they were using Morrowind on the Steam Deck.
Yeah. Gotcha.
But I don't know. That's a bridge to cross in the future.
Yeah. Oh, God. It's been a day.
Yeah, work has been very boring for me. I'm doing these I'm basically just going through maps and verifying data. I'm just because there's no work to be had at the moment. There's no quality control I need to do. There's no designs I can do. Everything's just tapped out. So he's giving me 10 projects, and they're all just look around Texas and see if you can find anything that looks wrong.
Right.
And then I just look around. I've got a guide open because it's a type of architecture I've never worked with before. And so I'm kind of learning that kind of stuff, but it's just incredibly droll and boring. It's just instead of the 1, 2, 3 equipment, now you use 771 equipment. And it's just basically that over and over again.
Yeah.
The only issue I found so far was there was a floating piece of equipment that I had to delete. And then I don't even have to make paperwork for it. I make prints. I just make a before I did it and then an after I did it, and then that's it.
Yeah.
There's no data to be input onto the software we use because typically we have to be oh, how many addresses are there? How many miles of fucking fiber are we using? And it's just I just put 0000 for everything.
Yeah.
Even though sometimes there's 80,000 addresses or something.
Right.
Because a lot of these projects, they're not just one little area. It's an entire region.
Right.
So it's I've been looking through the data through the entirety of Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
So it's quite a large area with a fuck ton of addresses.
Right. Okay, I guess it's time for me to stand up and then start walking towards the door as the means of exiting the place that we are so that we can go into the other place that we have to be.
That was a good description.
You did a good job this episode.
Yeah.
You said a lot of words. It was very good.
You said some things, and then I said some things, and I think we agreed on something.
Yeah.
And then you want to disagree on something real fast?
No, it's too late. We gotta go.
All right.
We're a minute over. It's
All right,
pretty rough.
Goodbye.
All right, bye.
Weekend. Woo!
Oh yeah.